All right, guys. So this video, I'm here to speak about one man only, Albert Pujols. So last night, Albert Pujols surpassed Mark McGwire in the all-time home runs list. Today, I go on Twitter and check some things out and check my website, and I see a whole lot of people talking about Albert Pujols and using words like overrated. Um, Weak, soft, um, steroid era player. But a lot of them were around him being overrated. And I noticed a lot of the age groups of these people are, um, let's say, teenage years to early 20s. And I think that what's happening here is because, yeah, he's had 5 not so good seasons in Anaheim. It's been a rough go. Yeah, the power's still been there to an extent. He hasn't been healthy. He's got a 40 home run season. He's got a 30 home run season. He's had 3 healthy years and 2 kind of, banged up seasons. One of those years he played through a lot. But you could tell at the end of the year when Albert Pujols finishes with, 28 home runs and, he's been laboring the entire season. You kind of know what's going on there. What I'm here to do today is talk about what Albert Pujols is in the realm of the history of baseball. He came in as a 13th round pick, I believe. He was not, he was moderately highly touted, but people didn't think this. He busts in as a rookie. First season, 2001, hits 329, puts up an OPS north of 1,000. His ISO 281 that season. Walk rate at 10.2, K rate 13.8, 37 home runs, 130 RBIs. He put up as good of a season as we've seen from 99.9% of baseball players in the history of the game, and that was his rookie year. So you think, the league's going to make an adjustment to him the next year. And there was a slight adjustment. He had a down year for Albert Pujols in his prime, a 5.4 WAR, an OPS still banging his head on 950, just over 950, ISO 247, so still high, K rate at just over 10%, 34 home runs, 127 RBIs, just silly numbers. The third season is where Albert Pujols went from being an elite hitter to probably, I'm 31, I've been watching baseball since I was little, and I've always loved statistics. His 2003 season is the single greatest offensive year that I've ever seen. I've never seen somebody put together something like this before. There's nothing you say. It's a 9.5 WAR for a poor defender at first base. A 9.5 WAR. He hit 359 with a 439 on base percentage, a 667 slugging, a 308 ISO, 11.5% walks, 9.5% K rate. So 9.5% K rate from a guy who hit 43 home runs and had 100 extra base hits that season. Like 100 extra base hits. Think about how ridiculous that is. Well, sorry, he had 95 extra base hits, but let's be real here. He even started to add other elements to his game later on, the stolen bases. But the 2003 season, I've never seen anything like it. I remember I was glued to the internet and to the television, just trying to hopefully they were going to put another St. Louis Cardinals game on because it was captivating. This wasn't just the best player of my era of baseball. This is a top 10 hitter in the history of baseball. Is there maybe age issues? Some people have harped on that. Who knows? His decline, has happened rapidly. So you never know. But all I know is that from 2001 until 2012, he is the best player I've ever seen. Just made it look easy. You're looking, even after down years that he's had, his average season, you just don't see things that look like it anymore. And even this year, you know what? Yeah, value-wise, it has not been good. The power is still there. He can still drive the ball, and he's still there. He protects Trout the best he can. You look at what he does. He still doesn't K at all. Walks less than he used to, but he's always been one of the best contact hitters in baseball, but also capable of hitting it out 40 times a year. I just want people to know that this isn't just a guy that declined and had some good seasons in his prime. Compare his numbers against anybody in history, but especially people from this era. If you compare his numbers to anybody from this era, the Alex Rodriguez, the Barry Bonds, you want to go Sammy Sosa, Rafael Palmeiro, use all the steroid guys, use the greatest players from this generation. You can even go with the more modern times guys. You can look at guys like, Joey Votto puts up impressive numbers as a core. There are lots of guys that can do lots of things for a couple years here and there. There's only been one of these guys in the last 25, 30 years. And I think that instead of people calling for him to retire and calling him a washed up and a has-been and overrated, really look at the history of the game and figure out where he ranks. Because I think once you look deeper into the numbers, especially for the younger people that might not have had the opportunity to watch him at his peak, you'll find out that he stacks up with the all-time greats, and he's above a lot of those guys, and he is a for sure first ballot Hall of Famer. And people really need to appreciate what they're watching, because despite the fact that he's in decline, the sending off that we should give this guy and the appreciation we should give this guy in his last few years playing and his race to 700 home runs, because the power's still there. The power's still there. When it's all said and done, he's going to be top 4 all time in home runs, unless he decides to pull the plug early. Let's really, really, really honor this guy with the respect that he deserves, because, like I said, I know I'm gushing. He's the best I've seen, without a doubt. So let's start the discussion. You can do that through my website, themaincard.wordpress.com. You can find me on Twitter. It's Mark Westy Nolan. And that's at the main card. And let's talk about it.